Welcome to another Down the Rabbit Hole video. This is my missile command from New Wave Toys, the little 1/6 scale one. I got it around Christmas time and I didn't even want it. And ironically, I just received another item in the mail from New Wave Toys. This is another machine. You already know from the thumbnail that what's in here is 1942. And just like Missile Command before it, I didn't even want 1942. So why did I get it? This is actually part of a fire sale or a deep discount that New Wave Toys was conducting. And they said, hey, you want any of these things? They're in less than stellar condition. They're missing bits and pieces. They might have scuff marks and stuff, but they're only 60 bucks. And I thought, okay, you know what? For 60 bucks, sure. And unfortunately, by the time I decided I was going to go for it, only 1942 was the one left. So let's open it up and see what we got here. Oh, okay. What do we got? What does that say? Claimed dead pixel on LCD screen, but it was dust instead, 1942. Huh. So apparently there's a piece of dust on this display. All right, let's get it open. Now I'm very curious. In the ad, it said none of this comes with the packaging and accessories, and there will be problems. But I'm just wondering. I mean, this thing looks like it's an original box. So does this? Wow, it is. It's in a 1942 box. Okay, with the Capcom logo. Okay, well, let's open it up. Huh, wow, it does have the original box. Wow. Yeah, there it is, 1942 in all of its packaging. Okay, that's cool. And it's got its stuff. It's got its little alternative labels. It's got its power cord. In fact, it's got two of them, I think. That's pretty cool. Oh, wow! Somebody made a mistake. This isn't supposed to come with this one, is it? Or is it? Maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong. But you can actually play the game by just hooking up with that. Oh, yes, that's what this thing is for. Okay, sorry, it's not a mistake. The 1942, they introduced the ability you can actually hook this thing up to the console and then hook the console up to a TV. Yeah, that's HDMI out, and play on the TV. Well, that's cool. Huh. All right. Well, let's get it out of the box. Alas, I don't see the coins. That's not the end of the world. But there it is. There's 1942. I mean, there's no defects or scratches or anything. As the guy said on that little note, apparently they thought it... Oh, there we go. Okay. I don't know if that's going to come out in the camera or not. Can I... Let's see if I can zoom you in a bit. Can you make out that little... Yeah, it's like a little spot there. And that's just a piece of dust. Maybe there's a different one. Who knows? But regardless, yeah, pretty happy with that. Now, the big question is going to be, well, okay, at first I was thinking to myself, well, this thing is going to have problems. It's going to be all scuffed up and garbage for 60 bucks. But if as per that note, all it was is somebody thought there was a dead pixel, so they returned it, and it actually was just a piece of dust, I might have a very good condition 1942 sitting here. But you know what? The only way to know for sure is to charge it up, so I'm going to do that and try it out. Okay, that's it, fully charged up. Now I'll be very curious to try this thing out here. This looks really nice, you know. I like the bits of artwork on the sides there. I mean, I wasn't really going to go for this thing, this wood grain version. It's the, apparently, so this weird sort of gold version of this coin mechanism here That's the Japanese version of 1942 that's doing that. So, and from what I gather, up is where you put in a coin. There's like a rocker switch here. Okay, yeah, interesting. All right, well let's actually turn it on and just see if it does in fact have a dead pixel or if it was just dust. All right, turning it on for the first time here. Oh, okay. I think it's coming to life. Hey, there we go. Light up marquee. New Wave Toys logo. Replicate. Oh, turn the just adjust the brightness a little bit so you can see that a little better. There we go. 1942. Now, I'm just going to very closely look here at wherever this dead pixel is. I see no dead pixel. There's no dead pixel. I know it's probably not coming through in the camera. Here, I'll do it this way. Let's zoom you in. Do you see a dead pixel there? Because I sure as heck don't. Nothing dead on there. That looks pristine to me. So, yeah, I'm happy with that. All right. Well, so let's just have a game. I'm not gonna talk too much more about it. So coin up, which is this little button here. Press up on service button to add credits. Press down on service button to get more info. I bet that gets us to the menu and stuff. All right. I don't know what volume level this is at, so let's see what we got. Whoa! Really loud. Okay, one player. That's not too bad. It's looking good to me. Yeah, that works. Plays just fine. Can I do a loop? Well, of course it died. That sounds really good. Yeah. All right, let's try doing a loop here. If I can. Oh, let's get the red guys first. Oh, you bugger. All right. Grab that. There we go. Now we're doing better. Let's do a loop. Yeah, the loop's fun. Oh, I'm dead. No, this looks perfectly A-okay to me. There are no, I mean, I'm trying different angles. It looks perfectly fine. Hey, I got on the high score. Really? Oh, I think I did. Yeah, no, okay. Yeah, no, I mean, there's no, sorry, I'm just double checking. There's nothing wrong with that. That screen looks A-okay. It looks fine. Crazy people. Now, this also has 1943 on it, which I guess we push down on this thing to get to the menu. Yes. And there we can do game selection. So, hang on. How do you do? Press any action button. Oh, there we go. Yeah, let's do 1943. Of the two games, I think that's better. Oh, and then, hang on. 1943. Here we go. All right, let's try this guy out here. Put in a coin and play one. I don't know what to do with my finger. Do I do it that way or do I just use my thumb? Loop, or I guess, yeah, that's right. It's lightning in this version, isn't it? Sorry if I'm being a bit shaky with the machine. This is my first playthrough here, so I'm just trying it all out. I'll get it on a more level surface later. I just want to try it out. Ooh, I don't like that shot. I'll be better off with the previous one. Oh, low on power. Gotta stop doing those special power-ups. Get the power! No! Dang it. Surface forces converted. Okay, here we go. Just trying it out here. Oh, give me power, give me power, give me power. Oh. Oh. Yeah. No, you know what? The game plays just fine. Let me zoom back out. The game looks fine. I see no dead pixels. Sounds great. Looks great. Now, I'm going to talk more about why didn't I want to get this originally, but that's for later. I'm just trying to think out here. Oh, I can enter my initials. Let's do that here. Oh, I've gone and missed it. No, I haven't. Hang on. Oh, well, apparently I am first. No, it doesn't have my initials. You can't quite make that out. Okay, well, regardless. Yeah, no, it is working. That's really, really great. Okay. Now, the only other thing I just want to check is, see, it looks really, really nice. Like, I have no complaints. That, for a fire sale scratch and burn, or whatever the heck the name of that sale was, I'm perfectly happy with this. This looks A-okay by me. Now, let me just see here. If I wanted to play it in, I guess I've got settings, marquee on and off. Yeah, that's cool. That all works. Scan lines, backlight. Oh, I can increase the backlight, but you know what I'm going to do? Yeah, so this is the one I'm curious about. Okay. And then, oh, it's even got a battery indicator. That's cool. I don't know if you can make that out, but yeah, it says battery down there. That's good. That's something the other ones are missing. Use the joystick to scroll, and I think it's that too. No, wait, how do I get out of here? Oh, push the button again. Maybe. There we go. So here's a nice feature that Asteroids does as well. You can, if you want to turn down, and Missile Command, it can just play a track mode with the sound effects going, which is kind of cool. Yeah. So on that note, maybe I should try a few things here. Actually, what I really want to do is try out that little handheld controller thing. Okay, now I just want to try out the little handheld controller here and see what a game might be like. Got the cable. I'm going to just plug this in. Other end of the cable into this thing. Okay, now let's see how this works. Can I put in a quarter? How does this work? No. How do you put in a quarter using this? Oh, wait a minute. There's little buttons here. There we go. Cool. All right. Push player 1. I think is that player 1? Oh, this would be player 1. No, that gets me to the menu. Okay, I don't want that. How do let me go back out. Oh, you know what it is? Okay, I know what it is. This is always player 1. This is if you want player 2. That's how it works. That's why there's no ability to choose one player. Okay, it is silly me. I thought you could play with this instead of this. No, this is it so the player 2 can join you. All right. So that's fine. You know what's interesting though? I have heard when people talked about the Street Fighter little controller thing that comes with this, somebody said, you know, this thing does plug in and does get recognized as a controller on other devices. So I think at some point, not right now, but at some point, At some point, I think what I'm going to do is see if I plug this thing into something like the My Arcade Game Station Pro. Wouldn't that be interesting for playing games that require 2 buttons? This might be kind of a cool way to go. Yeah, well, there we go. Okay, so it is working, but only as player 2, hence why it's got the 2 little airplanes there. And you still play player 1 using the main machine. Good to know. So yeah, overall, this control is for player 2 to be able to play a simultaneous game while somebody else uses this controller. More useful here in 1943, where you're actually both sharing the screen at the same time. So ignore my previous mess up. This is actually just for player 2. Now, this is actually part of my final concluding rant, if you will, for this thing. I really didn't want 1942, and I actually had a problem with it. The New Wave Toys 1942, this little cabinet. I really didn't want this when this was announced, and it was primarily because I thought I really like the fact that we've got Tempest, and at the time Asteroids hadn't been announced, but there had been Centipede. Like, there were games that you couldn't control on your phone, like with just a joystick and a couple of buttons, you know, this basic arrangement. You can do this with a Raspberry Pi or with a phone or whatever. So I've got the mini, the IK Junior that I use for a lot of that kind of situation. So when I saw this thing announced, I was like, well, that's great, but I don't want this thing. And I don't have any nostalgia for the 1942 cabinet. In fact, when I saw this, I thought, that looks kind of big compared to the others. But luckily, I did stumble across a video, Cocktails and Changes, whatever, these guys here, where they are in fact playing a 1942 cabinet. It is really that big. I didn't realize this thing is actually quite huge. So shows how much I know. This just didn't do it for me. And I also don't like any game that just uses a button or a joystick and a couple buttons. And then they announced Food Fight and Ghosts and Goblins. They've got Robotron on there. Robotron. God, I wish there was Robotron. They got Berserk coming. And I just thought, no, none of this interests me whatsoever. But then that changed, and I'm going to wait until that becomes available before I discuss further at length why, out of the blue, New Wave Toys is now earning my praise and my dollars. Yeah, but as to why 1942, I mean, I got it at a really good discounted price. There's no problem with the screen. None whatsoever. This thing plays great. It was opened, but other than that, this thing is almost mint condition. So I'm loving that. This is great stuff. And this little controller, as I say, I'll try that on the My Arcade Game Station Pro, see what that does. But I don't know that well, here's the problem. Now that I've got this, and I got Missile Command recently, which did have a trackball, and that was interesting to me, and that's why I wanted to try control schemes you just can't do, like basic little D-pad stuff. I wanted to do other stuff, and all they seem to be announcing now is like Dragon's Lair and stuff like that, where you've got a simple little directional joystick and a couple buttons. And I thought, okay, well, I'm kind of out. I'll only have Asteroids and Tempest, but something's going to change in the future for that, so I'm kind of now on board. And now that I've got this thing sitting here, I might just be getting the Berserk after all. There's other titles I was way more anticipating they might announce. They haven't. They've gone in a weird pinball direction, which is fine. So if I'm getting anything else for this line, it'll be a while. Maybe Berserk, we'll see. However, one thing that a lot of collectors of these things do, I want to try it myself, so bear with me. Okay, so here's a thing that a lot of people who collect these do, and I guess I've become that guy. Yes, I'm going to set it with all the other My Arcade Replicade machines, but this is all in the quiet mode now with Tempest. That one never did have anything where you could hear the sound effects. If you're not playing the game, you don't get to hear the game play, but I think the My Arcade people got some complaints saying, hey, I want to be able to hear all the games playing. So I'm going to turn all of these on. Worth noting, 1942 does not have any attract mode music or sounds, so it'll just play with just the silent mode. But I'm going to switch it over to 1943, and I'm going to turn these other guys on, and we're going to get a sample of what it's like in a miniature arcade. That is pretty cool. That is pretty cool to have all of the effects going, all the sounds going at the same time. Kind of neat. Interesting. Missile Command and Asteroids are kind of quiet in comparison to 1943 here. But I'll give you a couple panning shots here just to get the mood. So yeah, 1942, part of my beginning to grow collection of My Arcade, sorry, not My Arcade, New Wave Toys arcade machines. When fired up, this is pretty impressive, very nice, and you know what? I do have, if I want to add a little bit more zest, I've also got this Street Fighter cabinet that has an attract mode. You can have Ryu and Chun-Li and all them doing their sound effects as part of the background. So yeah, it's kind of neat. It's a neat feeling to have this level of ambiance, as it were. I mean, it's one thing to see all of the cabinets lighting up and doing their thing, but to hear them as well, that is pretty cool. Anyway, okay, so 1942/1943, totally didn't want it. And totally not on board getting the thing. I'm not happy about the fact that it was a joystick game. But at that price, I really can't argue. And since I've got Missile Command as well, I'm kind of thinking, you know, maybe I'm becoming that guy who collects a whole bunch of these things. I'm not sure. Anyway, maybe there will be more in the future. I'm pretty darn sure that Berserk is going to be making its way here. But until next time, we'll see you down the rabbit hole.